Hey, welcome back. It's Everyday Money Matters right here on Lagos Talks 91.3. It's still the early edition. My name is Michelle Ago, and I have a couple of guests that I'll be speaking to. I have Loretta Igba right here on the other end of the phone lines. Hello, Loretta. How are you doing? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. And who else do we have? It's just you and I today.
Yeah, just you and I.
All right. As you know, we'll be going through, some questions as regards what people are really hoping to know currently with the economy and also financing in general. And it's always interesting to have Ugodre. I'm so happy to be speaking with you, Loretta. So I'm hoping that we'll learn more from you. Do you have anything, some latest news that you'd like us to know about in the business world?
Well, there's a lot happening. From the CBN, reducing the NPR ratio, the NPR rates. And I mean, so much has been happening, but I'm trying not to jump into that. So we have time for the questions because we have like 10 minutes now.
Okay, that's fine. So someone here wants to know about the new Financial Act of Foreign Currency Inflow.
A new financial act of foreign currency. So the question is a little vague, but what I say is the CBN initially, so back to the same NPR rates, the CBN had initially tried to reduce the rates in order to make loans cheaper for people as a way to control the economy pretty much, because we've been running into inflation and all of that. However, they just got to a point where they realized this is not going to work because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so investment inflows at this time might not particularly... Okay, somebody just said I should put in a little bit more energy. I'm not used to just talking. Normally I have everybody's energy I'm pulling from. But anyway, so the CBN is looking for new ways to save, to help boost or reduce the inflation rates pretty much.
Okay.
And there is no new financial act, so we are all still currently speculating on what we can do to fix that. Yeah, or none that I know of anyway.
All right, we have a message here, right here live on the show. And you're saying, good morning, Money Team. I think this is coming from Daniel. So I had some interesting information that the Chinese loan had a prerequisite of increase in electricity tariff and deregulation of the petroleum product prices. How valid is this statement? If it is, I guess money does rule the world. Does it, Loretta?
If it is, money does rule the world. However, I would like to know who your intel is, because that information is not public yet, or nobody knows about it. But
do you know about it?
No, I'm just hearing about it for the first time.
The first time.
Yeah. But yes, money rules the world anyway.
Okay. So there's another one here from Buchi from Abuja, and he's asking, please, I would like to know if really mining Bitcoin or crypto is existence, and which are those companies that are, highlight the companies that are not a scam. I think that's what he's trying to say.
So we don't generally call the names of companies on the show, but of course, crypto mining is in existence. You have to open a crypto account, help people put it on the blockchain, all of that, and you get paid for it. However, it's a very technical skill, so you might want to really learn what it entails before going into it. And you have to make sure that whatever company you're signing up to do that with is not a scam. So one way to do that is you can type in Nairametrics and put what you're looking for by the side, and you see all the options.
Okay, that's better. Peter is saying, EMM, good morning. Great job you guys are doing. I bought Euro bond units on a fintech app. The value I saw immediately and up till now in dollars is way lower than the value of the Naira I used. Please help me understand why that is so. Have I lost money? Is it a good move to buy Euro bonds, mutual funds?
Okay, let me take a look at the question. I bought Euro bonds on a fintech app, and the value I saw immediately and up until now in dollars is way lower than the value of the Naira I used. If I get your question correctly, you mean the exchange rates? You mean the exchange rate was low? I don't understand the question very much, but it could be a function of FX.
Yeah. It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Another one here saying, please, I would like to start investment in cryptocurrency. How do I start? Cryptocurrency is, quite a lot of messages here concerning cryptocurrency. So this individual wants to know how to start investing in cryptocurrency. How do I start?
Yes. So, like I said earlier, start by opening a crypto account, and pretty much signing up. You open a crypto account, you open a wallet, and then you sign up for the company and the exchange rate you want to invest through. But you should understand that crypto is a very speculative asset. And the reason people are getting particularly interested in it right now is because the economy has been, it has been pretty much volatile. So for you to you need to really understand how crypto works, because the fact that it's gaining now does not mean it's going to be that way forever. And cryptos are particularly getting higher right now. So I don't know if now might be a good time to invest. But I'm not a crypto fangirl, so don't listen.
All right, that's fine. Someone is saying, I recently invested in a few Nigerian stocks. I would like to understand stock splits. I'm interested in this particular one. What is stock splits?
So let's say a company has 100 shares, and that 100 shares is equivalent to 100,000 naira in market capitalization. What they do is, if they're trying to do a stock split, it means they are trying to increase the amount of shares they have. So for example, if out of the 100 shares they have, I have 2, they'll now tell me for every 2 you have, you now have 3. Yeah. So
okay.
Am I still right? So this could be 2 for every 3. And what that means is, instead of having 2 shares in this company, I now have 3, without any increase in the value. What now happens is, if those 2 shares were ordinarily 10 naira, now the 3 are going to be divided, spread into 10. So it's going to be 3 point something across the board. So they start to reduce the price of each share.
Okay.
But it does not increase the market capitalization of the company.
The value, yeah.
It only helps reduce the price of each share. That's how it works. Yeah.
All right, so let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be taking more questions. It's quite a lot of questions we have to talk about. But before we come back, someone is also asking, I have funds in dollars and will be interested in knowing any bank plans I could engage in to invest the dollars at this point in time. We'll take this question after the break. Please stay with us. You're listening to EMM, that's Everyday Money Matters. And today I'm discussing with Loretta Egba. I'm Michelle Ago. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, welcome back to Everyday Money Matters. I do have Ugodre and of course Loretta Egba on the other side of the call. My name is Michelle Ago, and before the break we're just going to answer one question about an individual who said, hello, good morning. I have funds in dollars and will be interested in knowing any bank plans I could engage in to invest the dollars at this point in time.
You have dollars. Aren't you lucky?
I know, right?
Aren't you one of the few lucky Nigerians who have dollars and looking for where to invest it? My God. All right. So if you have dollars, you can buy dollar mutual funds. That's what you can invest in that can give you anything between 6 and 8%, depending on the exact fund you're investing in. But if you decide to keep it in the bank, like some people do, you're not going to be earning anything. You're probably going to be earning, anything close to 1-2%. That is if you even earn at all. So if you want to invest that money, I would say flip it into some kind of dollar mutual fund, and then hope that you can get some good, decent return. But you got to also understand that some of these mutual funds have minimum amounts that they can take in, right? So if it's $1,000 or $2,000 or less than $10,000, you might find it difficult to get a mutual fund that you can invest through. So, but if you have above $10,000, then I think that you pretty much get a mutual fund that you can invest in. So, I mean, make a few calls, but make sure they're dollar-related mutual funds. We have a list of them on Metrics, by the way. So maybe just go to Google and search dollar mutual fund / Metrics. You probably would see some lists that we have there, and then choose one of those mutual funds that give you decent returns, and then you can put your money in there.
All right. Another question here. Good morning, Money Team. In Nigeria, are there companies that offer mortgage for low-income earners?
So there, I don't want to say there used to be or there still are, but I think the challenge is around the structure of it. So for the mortgage companies, they don't want to lose money. So naturally, they would not target people who probably do not have the capacity to pay back. Also, there will be need for a collateral, and that makes it incredibly hard for those who are low income to get. So I don't know if there are systems that mitigate the challenges for both the people who are trying to mortgage and the mortgage companies themselves. But those are the typical challenges at play.
All right.
Yeah, and just to add, Michelle, for low-income earners, mortgage through banks is extremely difficult, if not impossible. However, if you contribute to the National Housing Fund, if you work in an organization where you've always contributed to the National Housing Fund, then you can tap into that for a typical government-backed mortgage, or if you have a member of all these cooperatives and organizations, then maybe you can tap into cooperatives to get money that you can use to buy a house. So there's some of those low cost or low cost housing mortgages out there, but they're mostly government backed, and you got to be in an organization that is registered to that kind of facility. If you're in an informal market, it's going to be difficult. Informal means that maybe you don't work in a very structured organization, or organizations that are informal. Maybe you're self-employed, or you're working with a self-employed guy. It's probably going to be difficult to get a mortgage, from or through the National Housing Fund. So, in a nutshell, can you get a mortgage? Yes, but it has to be through National Housing Fund, especially when it's low cost mortgage. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Another question here. What is the potential value of the Nigerian sports industry, and how will it help boost the Nigerian economy?
How am I going to answer that on radio?
I don't know.
That is such a wild question. Anyway, I don't know the value though, and the National Bureau of Statistics doesn't actually disaggregate sports as a sector on its own, right? So
Really?
if it did, then maybe that would have been a very good benchmark as to the value of sports. Now, what it, however, does is it maybe, I don't know, I think it sort of includes sports with arts, entertainment, and recreation. That's basically what it calls it. And based on that, I don't think it's oh geez, I hate difficult questions. I hate difficult questions, but let me see if I can get what the exact valuation is, because I know we're running out of time. It's somewhere around 35 trillion or something like that. Yeah, about that. From what I can see here, 35 billion naira. I think that's what they sort of value arts, entertainment, and recreation. So sports hasn't really been one of those sectors that you would say has a lot of value in Nigeria for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But in terms of the valuation that the National Bureau of Statistics put on sports, and that's including arts and entertainment, is just about 35 billion in the second quarter of this year. It was 50 something billion in the previous quarter. So let's just give it an average of 45 billion naira. Maybe that would answer your question.
All right. It's 8 o'clock on the dot right now, and we have to wrap up the show. Ugodre, thank you so much. Of course, we'll be back with more answers to your questions next week, Wednesday, as usual, from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. And Loretta, thank you so much for joining the conversation as well.
All right. Take care. See you next week.
All right.